I'm Annear of Freshwater Flats Guide Service. I'm going to be tying a deer hair berry today, and crack a beer, join along. We're going to get to it. Alright, so this berry I am tying with an SC15 size 2 hook. It's been a pretty good berry hook for me. I haven't had too many issues with this one bending out. Well, I mean, none that I can remember. If you want a slightly stouter hook, a Gamakatsu C14S, size 2 or 4 does pretty well. Size 4 would be a little bit smaller than this berry will end up being. For the stem, I am just using some green tubing, some olive tubing. You can do a stem with kind of just about any material you want. This is just what I've got around and have been using. And then the rest of the berry is just spun purple deer hair. If you've never worked with deer hair before, this is a great way to start. It's rather uncomplicated. It is not that big, so you don't need that much deer hair. About 3 solid clumps will get this fly, and then it's a pretty easy trim job at the end. You're just trimming it like a ovalish sphere. My first clump was not super thick, so I am going to tie a little bit bigger clump in the middle here, and then probably not quite as big at the front. So my middle clump will be the biggest. Just pull the tips back and do a few wraps in front. And with this, I think it's easiest to kind of pull the tips back, get those few wraps in there, and then I think like a hand whip finish helps you be able to hold the tips back and out of the way, and then get your knot in place. Then it is just a trim job, and having a separate set of scissors to trim your deer hair with can be a really great thing to have. I kind of just start by going around the eye and getting a bit of a angle going, and then I often trim to establish like the hook gap first, and then finish up the rest of the shape of the berry. You just want to make sure that you have enough hook showing so that you don't have any issues with fish not getting hooked because of the amount of deer hair you have on there. Yeah, and just if you want it to look good, you can spend a while trimming it up. But really, at this point, this fly's been fishable for a minute here, so that looks totally fine to me. It will quickly get messed up. That's just easy 1-2 material berry pattern that you can fish.
All right, Luke. What do you catch with this berry fly?
I am fishing for carp with the fly I'm tying today.
Excellent. And where would you fish this thing?
Anywhere. Carp eat mulberries. So first trick is finding a mulberry fly, or a mulberry tree. But yep, under mulberry trees.
And are those around this part of the world? Where do you find mulberry trees? They
are around this part of the world. They're tricky to find. They're something I keep pretty close to my heart when I find good ones, but they're definitely around here. Interesting fact I learned this last year, mulberry trees are banned in some places because they eject their pollen at such a high rate of speed that they're extremely terrible for people who have bad allergies.
Oh.
Not that that's been a problem on the river, though.
Excellent. And like, what time of year are you fishing these things? Is it mulberries all year long?
Yeah, this is like kind of mid-June through a lot of July. Different varieties kind of fruit differently over the season, but mid-June to mid-July is when most of it's happening.
Excellent. And how do you fish it?
Sure, I just fish this as a dry. So I just splat this down, and sometimes you're seeing fish eating mulberries. Sometimes you are just hitting down in and around mulberry trees and calling fish up.
Excellent. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that does it for this episode of Drinking with Scissors. Thanks for tuning in. And be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with more Drinking with Scissors episodes. Also, do yourself a favor and head on over to blackearthangling.com to see all the awesome things we're up to. Until next time, cheers.